Taiwan debunks viral undersea cable rumors. Taiwan tightens rental rules, 3-year lease protection. German media warns, Taiwan's roads among deadliest. Iconic Lisbon Funicular snaps loose and derails. French film star to face trial accused of rape. Energy drinks to be banned for under 16s in UK. Google told to pay $425 million in privacy lawsuit. Gold price hits record high.
Hello, I'm Helen. Thank you for joining us on FUNDAY News. It is Friday, September 5th, International Day of Charity, and here are your top stories. And for today's Taiwan news, Taiwan relies on 10 domestic and 14 international undersea cable for communication. In 2024, the Digital Affairs Ministry classified domestic cables as critical infrastructure. Recent damage, often linked to China's crisis zone tactics, has raised concern. Reports of 9 cables failing at once went viral, but Taiwan Fact-Check Center confirmed they were false. Taiwan's Interior Ministry plans amendments to the Rental Housing Act in September. Landlords cannot block tenants from subsidize or registration. Rent hikes need 6 months' notice and are capped at the rent index growth. Except when reclaiming for personal use, tenants are guaranteed at least 3 years of lease protection when renewing contracts. German media reports Taiwan's traffic deaths exceed US 911 fatalities, warning tourists to think twice. Roads are labeled among the most dangerous in developed countries. Taiwan's Tourism Bureau said the report misinterpreted the situation, noting Thailand's traffic is worse as Taiwan aimed to attract 10 million visitors. And in global news, at least 16 people were killed and 21 injured after a funicular carriage derailed in Lisbon on Wednesday evening. Portuguese Prime Minister Luis Montenegro expressed condolences to the victims in a statement and said an investigation has been launched to determine the cause of the accident. Video posted on social media showed a yellow funicular car lying on its side amid scattered debris with the roof cracked open. The mayor of Lisbon announced 3 days of mourning for the victims of the tragic accident.
The identities of the other victims have yet to be announced publicly. The Lisbon Firefighters Regiment reported that a cable had detached along the line, causing the funicular to lose control. Caris, the company that operates the funicular, said in a statement that all maintenance protocols were carried out and complied with, and that the last repairs were done in 2024. Manuel Leal, head of the Federation of Transport and Communications Workers Unions, FECTRANS, and the Union of Road and Urban Transport Workers of Portugal, STRUP, said that Caris workers had made repeated complaints about the need for maintenance on the funicular carriages.
Film star Gerard Depardieu will face trial for allegedly raping actress Charlotte Arnould in 2018, in the latest blow to his reputation, after he was convicted of sexual assault earlier this year. She was first accused Depardieu of rape, saying the assaults occurred in his Paris home on 2 separate occasions when she was in her early 20s. Depardieu has denied wrongdoing in the case. An investigating judge ruled that the case should be sent to court after Arnold posted about the news on her Instagram account.
Years after first rising to prominence in 1974 with Going Places and starring in scores of French-language movies, Depardieu has been at the center of a growing number of sexual assault allegations in recent years. Arnold, an actress and former ballet dancer known for her work in theater and voice acting, was present in the courtroom in May when Depardieu was found guilty in a separate case of sexually assaulting 2 women on a film set and handed an 18-month suspended prison sentence, which his lawyer said at the time he would appeal. Though Arnold's case was initially dropped, it was reopened in 2020, and prosecutors requested a trial in 2022.
The government is planning a new law in England to stop anyone under the age of 16 from buying energy drinks such as Red Bull, Monster, and Prime from shops, restaurants, cafes, vending machines, and online. Up to a third of UK children are thought to consume these drinks every week, despite most supermarkets have already introduced a voluntary ban. Some popular brands contain more caffeine than 2 cups of coffee, and excessive consumption is linked to headache and sleep problems.
Too much caffeine can cause a rapid heart rate, abnormal heart rhythms, and seizures. Although rare, there have been some deaths linked to excess caffeine. According to the Association of UK Dietitians, the sugary versions of these drinks can also damage teeth and contribute to obesity. A consultation will now run for 12 weeks to gather evidence from health and education experts, as well as the public, retailers, and manufacturers who already banned the drinks. While no official date has been set for the ban, Streeting said it will come a lot sooner than the end of this parliament, the deadline Labour had previously promised. Lower caffeine soft drinks, such as Diet Coke, are not affected by the ban, and neither are tea and coffee.
A U.S. federal court has ordered Google to pay $425 million for breaching users' privacy by collecting data from millions of users, even after they had turned off a tracking feature in their Google accounts. The verdict comes after a group of users brought the case, claiming Google's accessed their mobile devices to collect, save, and use their data in violation of privacy assurance in its web and app activity setting. They have been seeking more than $31 billion in damages.
The jury in the case found the internet search giant liable on 2 of 3 claims of privacy violations but said the firm had not acted with malice. The class action lawsuit, covering about 98 million Google users and 174 million devices, was filed in July 2020. Google says that when users turn off web and app activity in their accounts, businesses using Google Analytics may still collect data about their use of sites and apps, but this information does not identify individual users and respects their privacy choices. Separately, this week, shares in Google's parent company Alphabet jumped by more than 9% after a U.S. federal judge ruled that it would not have to sell its Chrome web browser but must share information with competitors.
The price of gold has hit a record high as demand for the precious metal remains strong amid global economic uncertainty. The spot gold price reached $3,508.5 per ounce early on Tuesday, continuing its upward trend, which has seen its rise by nearly a third this year. The metal is viewed as a safe asset for investors during times of economic uncertainty, and its price rose earlier this year after U.S. President Donald Trump announced wide-ranging tariffs that have unsettled global trade.
Analysts say the price has also been lifted by expectations that the U.S. central bank will cut its key interest rate, making gold an even more attractive prospect for investors. They also cite worries over the independence of the U.S. central bank, the Federal Reserve, as another factor driving gold prices. European Central Bank President Christine Lagarde warned that if Trump were to undermine the independence of the Fed, it would represent a very serious danger to the global economy. Gold's rise is also fueled by a raft of other reasons, including Russia's invasion of Ukraine, which has added to a climate of political uncertainty.
The answer for yesterday was C, choreograph. The director carefully choreographed every movement of the dance performance. Did you answer correctly? Now let's delve into today's news. Iconic Lisbon Funicular snaps loose and derails. Number 1, condolence. 慰问, 哀悼. I send my condolences to her family after hearing about the passing of her father. Number 2, mourning. 哀悼, 扶丧. The whole town was in mourning after the tragic accident. Number 3, funicular, 斜坡缆车. We took the funicular up to the steep hill to enjoy the panoramic view. Next, we have a multiple choice question for everyone to practice. Which answer would you choose? You can write your answer in the comments section. The correct answer will be announced next week. To honor the important work that these many charities do. In 2012, the United Nations decided to nominate an annual International Day of Charity as an official day of recognition and celebration. The date was chosen to mark the anniversary of Mother Teresa of Calcutta's death, commemorating her lifelong devotion to charity. And that's all for today's FUNDAY News. Be sure to tune into FUNDAY News from Monday to Friday and click the link below to join FUNDAY for free. I'm Helen, your host. I'll see you next time.